Today I want to work on improving the polytunnel. I put in the raised beds for this polytunnel, I think it was back in February of this year, because before that we just had pots in there. It was a little bit of a jungle. There wasn't really any organization or a system to it, but I put in the decking and made some raised beds, and now what I need is some lighting. I got a small set of 12 solar torches, I think that's the word, and just lined them up along the side of the polytunnel. And even though I don't have any footage in this video of that because my camera just can't handle night shots, unfortunately, but I might put something up on TikTok. My phone camera does work a little bit better than my DSLR, but oh, it looks so beautiful. And then after that, the thing that I needed to do next was try and have a more efficient way to grow the beans. I like to grow the beans at the very back, and this was the kind of wiring that I used originally. But the problem that I found is that it was just too flippin' thin. I found this wire for free that someone had just dumped out, and this is the kind that you use for making a concrete patio, where you put it in there just to create some support so that it doesn't crack. And this was so much better because it means that I can just trim all the leaves at the very bottom so that there aren't any beans growing there, and I don't have to lean over the bed and either hurt my back or risk falling onto the bed, which has happened before. And then everything grows at an angle and the beans just hang down. You don't have to rummage around to try and find everything. But it also means that because those wires are very large, I can reach through and I can clean the polytunnel polycarbonate behind it without having to take the whole thing down. So it's just a much more efficient use of space. It also means that I can hang up my little solar panel and the fans that I always use just to get a little bit of air in the polytunnel, because the first year one of the big problems we had was mildew just from a lack of good air circulation, so that is now a permanent feature. I do still need to organise this raised bed because it has been claimed by my children, but for the moment it's kind of the sacrificial raised bed that keeps them distracted from everything else, so for the moment I'm okay with it. And then after that, what I wanted to work on was the rainwater collection. We do have 3 other water butts behind the shed, but I really wanted to try and use all the water storage that we could, because rain falls on the polytunnel. It seems silly not to harvest that. And instead of buying some proper polytunnel guttering, something that works beautifully, it's just tile edging. I slotted this underneath the screws that hold in the polycarbonate, put some tape on the side. Now you could use some duct tape, but I didn't like this on the polytunnel because it looked really messy, and then when I tried to remove it there was a whole load of residue. I don't have that problem with sellotape, though I have used the duct tape method over by my quail cage. This way I can just harvest all the water, it goes straight into the water butt, and I never have to worry about my quail not having enough water to drink. The last 2 months have been really weird for weather. We've had very sunny weather, which has been nice, but nowhere near enough water. So I need to start aggressively adding all the water butts that I can. Eventually I will try and add a second water butt on the outside of the polytunnel here, but for the moment one is all that fits in the budget, but bit by bit I will get there, and then next year we won't have to rely on the mains water. If you want to request specific content or see my videos early, you can find me on Patreon or Contribui. If not, I'll have another video for you here soon.